Early 2007, bought a house. You remember how great that year was?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it was the start of a couple of bad years.
yes, I remember actually trying to sell that house because I bought the house just to live in. I didn't know anything about real estate. I just bought a house because it was cheap. And you remember back in the day, they're like, you call up a mortgage lender and they're like, ask me, what do you make? And I'm like, I don't know, like $8 an hour. Like, we're just going to write $40 an hour. Like, it was just like stupid. Like, what's your net worth? I don't know, negative 5,000. They're like, oh, we're going to write 150,000. Like, they just made things up. It was like the no
Yeah.
doc loans. You just make whatever you want up. So, like, I got a house because I could. And then about 6 months into the house living, I was fixing it up and just renting it out to a bunch of buddies. I remember thinking, I'm going to go backpack Europe, like a
Mm.
year. And I was like, how much would I need to backpack Europe for a year? And I thought probably about 15 grand, which is now kind of laughable. But I was like, 15 grand, I could live for a whole year in Europe. And so I was like, well, where do I get 15 grand from? And I thought, I wonder if I sold my house if I could get 15 grand from it. So I run the numbers, and sure enough, I was like, oh, I could actually make like 25. So I fixed it up the rest of the way and I sold it. And then I got married instead. So I spent 25
Yeah.
grand on a wedding. And
You had the money, but it went to the wedding.
yeah, it went to the wedding instead, which was a much better purchase. I did get to Europe with my wife a few years later. So we spent 3 weeks instead of a year, and we spent about 15 grand, but whatever. It was great.